What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we've got an update for you on what's unfolding with the stimulus reconciliation bill. We have the official arrival time that it must be delivered by, and we have midterm elections coming up. We're going to be seeing how Congress is going to be responding to everything unfolding, how President Joe Biden will, if there will be executive orders and executive actions. Let's go ahead and take a look and get you caught up on the latest. This is your breaking news, stimulus check update, and stimulus package update. Now, for those of you that follow me here on the channel, you know I cite all my sources. I link them in the description below for you. And take a look at the latest headlines, you guys. Manchin pulls the plug on climate and tax talks, shrinking domestic plan. The West Virginia Democrats' decision dealt a crushing blow to President Joe Biden's domestic agenda, effectively ruling out action on anything beyond prescription drug pricing and health care subsidies. Now, I had to let you know this yesterday. We're going to be diving into this article and some video footage here that's going to get us caught up on more details as to what they're hearing as this could all be coming apart right as they needed this to get done, and we heard that it was going to take place this month. Take a look, you guys. Just coming out today, Senator Joe Manchin III, Democrat of West Virginia, pulled the plug on Thursday's negotiations to salvage key pieces of President Biden's agenda, informing his party leaders that he would not support funding for climate or energy programs or raising taxes on wealthy Americans and corporations. The decision by Mr. Manchin, a conservative-leaning Democrat whose opposition has effectively stalled Mr. Biden's economic package in the evenly divided Senate, dealt a devastating blow to his party's efforts to enact a broad social safety net climate and tax package. Now, in recent months, Democrats had slashed their ambition for such a plan to win over Mr. Manchin, hoping that he would agree to support even a fraction of the sweeping initiative that they once envisioned. His abrupt shift appeared to dash those aspirations. So we're going to be seeing what unfolds here as he has trimmed everything down to just prescription drug pricing, but we're hearing maybe even that might not make it through. Now, this comes as yesterday. I let you guys know in a previous video, we had heard from the White House they wanted more stimulus packages, more stimulus provisions. They wanted more things to pass through. They said that we need more support to the American people at this time and do it in a way that's not going to be increasing debt and inflation. Check out that video if you missed it. But you guys, I let you know yesterday evening that it had all flipped. That Joe Manchin, after hearing the inflation report, CPI data of 9.1% inflation, that he said, you know what, we need to take a step back and we need to significantly trim this down and just pass through this one provision through the process of reconciliation, which progressives are not happy about. They had wanted to see 6 trillion, 7 trillion, 10 trillion, multiple stimulus checks, child tax credits, all of these things that have been cut out significantly. So you guys, let's dive into this video footage that just came out. They're going to be discussing this and the path forward, what's going to be unfolding, because if Democrats want to get something done, they've got to get this taken care of right away, and they have until the official arrival deadline of September 30th to get something done through reconciliation. So not a lot of time. They have got to move quickly. Otherwise, we're hearing it's going to be curtains for the Democrats in the midterm elections. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, before we do me a quick favor. If you appreciate the content, don't forget, smash the like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not? Come join the Ram fam. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Consider joining the second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. New videos have been coming out on that channel every single day at noon. Short little clips to give you information about growing wealth, personal finance. If you're interested, I'll pin a comment down below. Click the link, go subscribe, turn on notifications. And last week, I released a video update for you on the real estate market, as we're hearing about a potential housing market crash right now in 2022. I share with you all the data in that last video. So be sure to check it out right after this one, you guys. And also keep an eye out for that comprehensive list of all checks we're going to be releasing this month so you don't miss out on anything. But with that being said, let's dive into the video footage, see what they have to say as Senator Joe Manchin. We're hearing he's pulling the plug on the Build Back Better reconciliation bill, and we'll see if they can get things done ahead of these elections and if President Joe Biden will be responding with more executive orders and executive actions. Let's go ahead and dive right in.
Senator Joe Manchin dealing a crushing blow to President Biden's agenda and the Democrats ahead of the midterm elections. The West Virginia Democrat telling Majority Leader Chuck Schumer that he will not support a spending package with either climate provisions or new tax increases on companies or wealthy individuals. It comes as the nation faces 13 straight months of surging inflation as the Democrats are still trying to get through a reconciliation package which includes higher taxes and trillions in more spending. Manchin's office released a statement saying, in part, it's time for leaders to put political agendas aside, reevaluate and adjust to the economic realities the country faces to avoid taking steps that add fuel to the inflation fire. During the conversation all morning long this morning is Fox Business's Dagan McDowell and Mahoney Asset Management CEO Ken Mahoney. Great to see everybody this morning. Thank you so much for being here. Dagan, you got to give it to Joe Manchin. He is sticking to his guns, even as Chuck Schumer pushes and pushes and pushes. I'll just point out that the deadline to get a reconciliation package is fast approaching. They can't do anything more after September 30th, so Chuck Schumer wants something done before September 30th. Joe Manchin's not having it with inflation at 40-year highs.
Right, but this goes back to the Democrats only see virulent inflation as a problem for them politically. They don't see it as a problem for the American people. As the Wall Street Journal pointed out the other day, Americans are suffering the largest reduction in real wages since the 1970s. And thankfully, there is some realism and even financial wisdom in Washington, D.C. in the form of Joe Manchin to say, we're not spending another dime making inflation worse. And we're not going to raise taxes, not even on corporations, because that will hit the supply side at a time because of the Federal Reserve. We're going into a recession if we're not already in one. And I love the headline on the New York Times website about this. Manchin rejects climate and tax talks, a crushing blow to Biden's agenda. Keep talking about the crushing blow after blow to the American way of life because of this fiscal policy and because of this monetary policy.
Yeah, and why should anybody be surprised? I mean, look what has happened in the last year with inflation going from 1.4% to now 9.1%. Ken, it's as if they're not listening at all to even think about pushing further spending and higher taxes. We're about to get another potentially 1-point rate hike, making our borrowing that much more expensive. So you've got higher borrowing costs, higher food, higher inflation, and yet now Chuck Schumer and the Democrats want to raise taxes.
Nice. So, if not for
Manchin,
the only adult in the room, seriously, I mean, Washington, D.C. would be a state by now. That was their agenda. 9 more justices of the Supreme Court, kill the filibuster, pass the capitalist gain rate of 43.6%, spontaneously combust the economy. And by the way, that spending program wasn't going to directly where it targeted. It was going back to his favorite cities and his favorite mayors and things like that. That's what it's about. And thank God for Manchin, really the only adult in the room that prevented all those ugly things that our country would not be recognizable if not for him.
Hey, Maria, can I add one quick thing?
Yeah.
I just want to apologize to the viewers because I know whenever I talk about this, even at 6:05 in the morning, I act like I've been shot out of a cannon. But it makes me angry that this has been brought on the American people and wrought on the American people because this dangerous inflation was completely avoidable. So I just wanted to apologize. I fully acknowledge that I'm losing my head a little bit, but I think everybody is.
No, I don't think so, Dagan. I think viewers appreciate your honesty. I mean, that's what I always hear and see on Twitter and on Truth Social. People appreciate the fact that you keep it real. And tell us if that's not true, viewers. We want to hear from you, but I'm pretty sure that they want to hear it as it is, Dagan. So I appreciate you, and I am grateful. because, look, everything you're saying is spot on. We've been talking about this now for a year and a half, and unfortunately, you know, this administration and the Democrat Party wants to get their agenda through no matter what. And it's a whole government approach, whether it's the SEC, new rules on corporations, or the leadership trying to raise your taxes. It's incredible that they are continuing this.
So there you have it, you guys. We're going to be seeing what unfolds here. They're saying that Senator Joe Manchin is being the most fiscally responsible Democrat in Congress by not adding more spending to our economy. Let me know your thoughts, you guys. I know a lot of people are saying that we should not be adding more to the debt, but a lot of people are saying the American people are hurting at this time and need some additional help. So let me know your thoughts. We're going to be seeing how this all unfolds. And again, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, he is out right now. He is sick with the pandemic. And so he is the one that is mainly negotiating with Senator Joe Manchin. We're going to see if when he comes back, he's going to be able to meet with him and maybe get him back on board. We will see. I will keep you up to date. But you guys, that is the latest. And as always, thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. If you made it this far, you haven't already yet, don't forget, smash that like button for me. Just takes a second. Helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If you'd like to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not come join the Ram fam? All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3 and consider joining that second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth, personal finance, and keep an eye out for that comprehensive list of all checks and all levels so you don't miss out on anything. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.